Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a first impression / review on the Urban Decay Naked Skin Shapeshifter and the brush that comes with it. So I have not tried this out before. I'm really pumped to try this out because I've heard really good things about it. So as you can see, I don't have any bronzer or highlighter on right now so that I could just show you what it looks like on my bare skin. I have on a lot of blush if you can't tell, and let's not judge the hairstyle because I don't know, just don't judge it. Anyway, here we go, we're gonna jump right into the video. If you guys don't know, it has a cream side. Oh, there's my camera. It has a cream side, and then it also has a powder side. And this is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Shapeshifter in shade Light Medium Shift. So it also has this mirror in it, which I think that is awesome that you can flip it both ways. That was really good packaging. So I'm gonna start off with the cream. Obviously, gotta put it on top of my skin, see what I think. Gonna use this side of the brush. Okay, so it goes on pretty easily. That did not take a lot at all. Might have picked up too much product, but we can fix that if I did. Go ahead and do it like this. Not sure how I feel about the size of this brush. I feel like it should be a teeny bit smaller. Go ahead and contour the forehead. You know, girl, gotta get that large forehead under control. I'm just gonna dot because I really don't want too much on here. Go ahead and get this jawline right here. Pull it in a little bit, try and conceal that double chin, which is hard to do if you have one. And I'm not gonna put any on my nose because I rarely contour my nose, so I don't think I can do that with this brush. Actually, I know I can't do that with this brush, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend all this out with a Sigma F50 brush. This is my favorite bronzer brush. Let's see how it blends. Okay, it blends out pretty easily. Let's see, that looks pretty good. I'll blend out this forehead contour. Okay, so I'm really liking the way that this is blending out. I'm not having to press too hard. I don't feel like it's removing any of my foundation, which, you know, sometimes when you use a cream product, it removes some of your foundation, and that's really frustrating. I do feel like I should have waited to do blush until I did bronzer, which is what I typically do, but I didn't want to get on the camera as pale as I am without any color on my face. So maybe I'll do that next time because I do feel like it kind of messed up my blush a little bit. I'll fix it. It's not a big deal. But this is blending out really easily. This is probably the easiest time I've ever had with a cream contour, and I use the darkest shade. I think that looks pretty good. I mean, it could blend out a little bit more, but it's not removing any foundation, as you can see, or any blush or anything. My foundation and all that is still on my skin, so that is amazing. Next, with that same Sigma F80 brush, I'm going to take a mixture of this light shade and this dark shade right here to put on top of that to set it, because, you know, you always gotta set that bronzer, girl. And I'm gonna put this down here just because I was kind of nervous that I picked up too much product, and I'd rather have a lot of product on my jawline than on my cheek. So that looks pretty good. Oh, and I really like these tones because they're not orange toned. Like, when you're as pale as me, those orange bronzers are so frustrating. Like, honestly, I feel like the bronzers, those bronzers that Urban Decay came out with, the beached ones, those just were not cutting it for me, because when you've got this skin tone, that is way too orange. Pull this headband back, do a little up here, blend that out. This powder blends out really nicely too. It's hard to do it and look in the viewfinder, which is why I keep looking off to the side like this. And just keep on blending because if you don't blend well on your forehead, that is literally the easiest way to look muddy, and you definitely don't want to look muddy. And then take a little bit to these cheeks. Bring it up a little, just because you don't want to leave that white mark right here. Oh wow, that was a lot. Oh wow, 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 wow. Why did I just do that? Oh, okay. Let me dust this off real quick and blend that out. Clearly these blend really easily because I just really screwed that up, and I did not totally screw up my makeup. And I'm gonna put a little bit of that powder bronzer, just kind of dust that on my nose and call it a day. It's a little splotchy over here, but I also think I put too much, so that might be my fault, but it is a little bit splotchy. We can zoom in and see. Might have to clean that up. I'll probably clean that up with some powder and then tell you guys what I think. So I'm gonna do my highlighter real quick, and then I'll do that powder endless. Well, actually, I take that back. They've got this little powder shade right here, so I'll use that. I'll just need to go get a different brush. Next, I'm gonna do highlighting, and I'm going to take this cream bronzer right here and this cream highlighter right here, and just kind of pat that on my cheek. Normally when I do highlighter, I do spray some like Smashbox primer water or something with it, but I'm not gonna do that with this because I want you guys to see how true it is. Not gonna lie, I work at Ulta, and so I did swatch this highlighter, so I already knew I liked the highlighter. I think it's really pretty, but we'll do a dot there, and then we'll do some dots right here. I'm gonna use this side of the brush to set that, this powder highlighter in here, this shade, and just kind of go on that. Yes, see, I told you guys, I knew I liked this highlighter. It's so pretty, and like I've said before, if you're super pale like me, this is gonna work for you, for real. It really is, because it doesn't have any like certain tone to it like a lot of things do. So we'll just get that. Yes, I don't care what anyone says, I will never get enough of highlighter. I know that's been a thing for like 2 years now, but it's so pretty. Like, how could you not like that? But see, I think that looks really, really, really good. Put a little on your nose, and I only put cream in an exclamation point almost, so it'll stick better to those areas so my nose isn't super highlighted. We'll do a little swipe here, little swipe here. We'll go on that, and then I'll just go under my brows with this. So that highlighter is amazing. I'm going to go get a different brush so I can kind of clean this up, and then I will come back with my final thoughts. I am back. I cleaned it up down here with a little bit of that translucent-ish powder that they had in the Shapeshifter. So I didn't use any cream down there, just powder. I really like the way that this looks when it's cleaned up. I will say, this side, it's a little splotchy, you know, right there with that bronzer. You can see a little bit splotchy, but that highlight is on point, okay? 50 out of 10, I would totally recommend that. I mean, that is just so pretty, and I really like it's one of those highlighters that when you're looking forward, you don't see that cast right here. You can see it when I turn my face, but when I'm looking straight at you guys, you can't see it, which I love that, because sometimes it just looks kind of dirty when you're looking straight forward and you can see that. But the bronzer, I really like the tone of the bronzer. It might have been my fault. I might have used a little bit too much cream, to be honest. It leaves that little bit of a gray cast right there, so I don't know how I feel about the cream bronzer, but the powder bronzer, I really like that. I like how they're more of a neutral tone. They're not orange, they're not cool, they're just, you know, They're just neutral. I believe this palette is $45. So considering that most contour palettes, contour highlight palettes are around $45, I would say this one is a really good bang for your buck because you're getting cream and powder. Whereas in every other palette, you've got to choose, do you want powder or do you want cream? You get both in here. And I feel like the shade range is really good because you're not getting a bunch of shades you're never gonna use. I could use every single shade in that palette, which makes me want to spend my money on it more because I know all of it's gonna be used. I would definitely recommend this palette. I would give it 8.5 stars out of 10 just because I don't really like the way that the cream looks right now, but everything else perfect. Love it. Probably give the brush maybe a 7 out of 10 because maybe it was the brush that left this little cast. I don't know. I did not like how thick the contour side was. I think they could have slimmed that up a little bit, made it more of a flat top, and I would have liked it better. The highlighting side, I love that fan brush. I love a good fan brush, and that's a great one. So considering the fact that it's $32, I'll link the price below, but considering the price, it's a pretty good steal. The only problem is you cannot use the powder bronzer with the contour side of the brush. That's definitely made for cream, the way that it's shaped. That's not something you want to use a powder with because you don't want to leave a streak of powder, whereas a cream's a little bit easier to blend out, but a powder is not. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know below what you think of this palette, or if you want to try it now, or what your thoughts are. Like this video, subscribe, give me some feedback. I respond to every comment, so let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.